So just what if there was some spirit outside the matrix that is assisting you in exiting, that is sending you messages, sending you frequencies to help guide you out of this prison? What if? That is the question. That is the topic today. Now, first of all, I do not think the white light is a good thing. So, obviously none of us really know for sure, but lots of programming throughout your life and subconscious programming and conditioning through movies and music and artwork, so that when you transfer to the next level, the afterlife, you just use no discernment and you just go walk through the light, right? You follow the light. So many of us probably are aware of all that. So the ones who are not, they are helpless. That's what that programming is all about. It's subconscious. So you don't even think about it. I just have it here as a symbol, a little bit of visual, instead of just a black screen for you guys, to just symbolize a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about. And basically, it's like what I had mentioned was about something helping you. Now, that's just a theory, so I don't know. I think it's very possible we're just 100% on our own, but there could be some helpers out there. There could be some spirits helping you, and it's possible. And it's based off of my experience and my life script, the way things have gone for me. They've worked out and led me down a path towards truth and understanding about what this realm is all about. Although I'm always learning, and I certainly could be on the wrong path. That's for sure. I could be totally on the wrong path. But just for this conversation here, I think that I am on the right path, but I could be on the wrong path. Now I understand that there's a million different theories out there. This is just one theory. And the reason is because in my life, in my script, which I think there could be multiple scripts in your life. I think there could be lots of scripts. It's a choose your own adventure. You walk through this door, you walk through that door, and then you're given other options, other scripts. But I don't think it's like a program, like zeros and ones, and you're just stuck. I think you do have some control of your life. Some people think you don't have any control. I do. I think you have some control, not everything. Because we are spirits, we are powerful, but we are locked into this avatar, this body, this physical body that has limitations. But we still have that spirit within us, so we have choice. We can make choices, we can do things, and that is what can change our script or alter it slightly. So getting back to potentially spirits outside the matrix that can give you messages or guide you out of here. I think that's possible. I think there's other possibilities as well, but we're going to talk about this one. Why do I think that's possible, and why, and based on my life? So things have not worked out for me very well in my life as far as, what would be deemed successful in this matrix, in this realm, which is lots of money, great family life, lots of kids, relationships, careers, things like that. Those things have not worked out for me great. They've been okay, but not great. Some things have been pretty bad, actually, or below average, I would say, which I am extremely grateful for. The reason for that is because my goal in life is to find out what this is all about and how to exit this place, because this is not freedom. I want freedom. That is my goal. Freedom. So certain events in my life took place years ago. Nothing overly traumatic, but things have happened that were very disappointing at the time. But now looking back on it, I'm extremely grateful for those things not working out. The thing is, I'm not a dumb person. I'm pretty smart. I'm not the smartest person in the world. But I see a lot of the people out there, working at colleagues that I work with, and I'm like, yeah, they're not the brightest people. Okay, I think I'm smarter than those people. And they do better than I do. They make more money, they're more successful, this and that, whatever. So that's disappointing, right? But it's not for me, because I understand that those things, like having a great career, will trap you and will distract you from the truth, from seeking truth, having a great family life, like having, a wife and kids at a younger age, or a husband and kids at a younger age, if you're a female, in your mid-20s, right? I'm in my 30s right now. I started getting into like more advanced, quote, advanced truth or whatever around 30 when I discovered the flat earth and the world was a stage. So if I had, let's say in my 20s, settled down with a wonderful woman with kids and all that, then I would have been totally consumed with that. I wouldn't have, even thought about going on the internet and looking up weird topics and critical thinking and all that. I would have had the responsibility as a father, a husband, as well as maintaining my reputation as well and gaining the approval of others. Now, I am settled down now in my 30s. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm settled down, and it's wonderful. But that was after I already got into truth. I already, discovered the flat earth and the world was a stage and that CV, it was a hoax. So I was already there. So I had taken care of truth before, I found a woman, a great woman. So career-wise, I was a big career guy. I was a big business-minded person back in the day when I was a teenager, in my early 20s. I was an overachiever. I wanted to be young and successful. And my first job didn't really work out very well, even though that was where I thought I was going to be for the rest of my life. Didn't work out. I didn't do anything. I mean, I quit. I left. I went to another job because I didn't like how they treated the employees. Things seem to be stacking up against me. There's certain people there's a lot of like politics involved. There's a lot of backstabbing, a lot of covering your butt. And I was just all about succeeding. I was all about the company succeeding and the customers, doing for the customers. I wasn't about myself. I was about the mission. And you learn in this world and in the corporate world and all that it's not really so much about the mission. It's about covering your ass. That's what it's all about. So I had to change jobs and this and that, and never really made a ton of money. And then eventually I was able to get into sales. So I went to sales because, when I went to college, when I went part-time and I worked a couple jobs, and in college this was like, my late teens, early 20s. I went to college for business, which is probably the worst degree you could ever go for, So really sales was the only thing I could do to make decent money, to like make enough money to have an apartment and live on my own and all that. So I had, I kind of felt forced. I did not ever want to go into sales. I was like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to talk to I did customer service when I was much younger, but I didn't even like that. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. I didn't want to talk to people. Just wanted to be in an office and all that stuff. So didn't want to do it, but I learned a lot of great skills from that. I learned how to, talk with people and relate to people, listen, all those things. It was great. And the reason that this is impactful is because you can work remote in sales. So I was able to avoid all the crap back in 2021 and 2020 and all that, working remotely. I do not wear a muzzle on my face. I don't do that. I have a couple times, when I had to go visit my grandmother who was ill, or in the nursing home, and just to get in, and I'd take it off when I'd see her, and I would wear a bandana because I could actually breathe out of it. So those were the only times I ever did. All the other times I would walk into the store, nothing. Most of the time, nobody said a damn thing. I never had an issue. Went to the eye doctors twice. Didn't wear one. They would question asking me why and all this stuff. And I even had one lady work there that got really upset with me for not wearing one. It was just all red in the face. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what? Why don't I deal with the doctor and you can go somewhere else, So, yeah. So, I mean, not much confrontation. It depends where you live, obviously. I think, obviously if you live in like the cities or anything like that, it's tougher. I live more in the, suburbs, but, live in a very liberal area. So it wasn't a big deal, but I could avoid it by I work from home. So, I could do that. And really, the point of this is I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to be in the sales realm or the sales profession. I mean, right now I'm manager, so I'm not actually selling anything right now, but I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to be single for a long time and not have any meaningful relationships, and see my friends, have girlfriends and all that. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you get a girlfriend? What the hell's going on? And I'm not a bad looking guy. So, just was kind of weak, lacked the confidence that I needed, but it just didn't work out. Family life, divorce when I was young, okay? The division of the family. I'm not close with my family. They don't hate me, I don't hate them, but we're not particularly close. I know people who just are so close with their mother, their father, their siblings. I mean, we're our own people. We're separate. We'll be around each other on the holidays, but other than that, we barely talk. Okay, so why is that important? Because you don't want to let other people down. So if I had a close family, okay, and I was close to siblings and parents and all that, then I would disappoint them. If I was truth-seeking, and finding out about these psyops and telling them these things, I mean, I would be afraid that I would lose that relationship, or that they would think down, or they would think lesser of me. Never really had to worry about that because I don't care what they think, because we don't really get along that great anyway. So if I, am saying, the earth's flat and blah, 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 all this stuff, the moon landing's fake and politics is fake and the world's a stage, and, I don't care what they think. If they don't like it, I don't care. So I don't have these things. So none of these things have worked out for me. Not a great family life, or family, not close with my family. Not a great career. I don't make lots of money, even though I always wanted to. Things have all gone against what I wanted. I wanted to have a family in my 20s and kids and all that. That never happened. So the life up until 29, 30 just seemed like, man, nothing's working out for me. What the hell? But guess what? If it did, I would not be here today. I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I wouldn't be going down this path. I would be like all the other normies. I'd probably be worse because I still was always very curious. I was curious since I was a little boy. I've always been very curious, and I've questioned things and had a critical mind, but not on the level as I do now. Not even close. So I would have been somebody who would be very skeptical about what's happened in the last 3-4 years. I would be very skeptical about what's happened in the political world and on the news and just how outrageous things have gotten, but I wouldn't have the courage to stand up for anything because I didn't have the information. I wouldn't have the facts to back me up. I wouldn't even know where to look. I mean, hell, if you look at YouTube, you can't even find anything anymore. You got to dig so deep. There's so many channels that are gone now. And yeah, a lot of them may be shill channels, but still, it's something. So it's just so much harder nowadays. So basically, just to summarize all that, if things work out really good for you in your life, it's harder to seek truth. It's that simple. All right, things did not work out for me the way that I wanted to at the time, but now I'm grateful for it because it led me to this journey of truth seeking, of real truth seeking, not just being like, oh, well, I think, the right and left thing is just divide and conquer. And, I think men are being treated so badly, and, feminism and is just outrageous. And that's just to make men secondary. No, it's I can actually be confident in saying these things. I can go deeper. I can present more information about different topics and tie them together, connect the dots. Never would have been able to do that. So Now, is something helping me? So this is what I'm thinking is a possibility, but like I said, this is just a theory. All right. You can disagree. I think everybody's life experience is obviously different. I think we're different spirits. I think we have just different things that happen for us. Maybe you have a really close family, but maybe some of those other things, maybe you haven't had the career. I think most people here probably don't have great careers and have a great family, have spouse, kids, lots of friends. I don't think any of us have all those things. And if you do, let me know in the comments. But in my life, that wouldn't have worked. I would not have been able to seek truth this way if I had all those distractions. I would have wanted to make my wife very happy, and I would have wanted to. I would have had the responsibility of the children, in the career. I would have been working very hard and long hours, and would have not had time, quite frankly, to look into what I'm looking into. So the theory would be potentially there's something outside the matrix, a spirit, a good spirit, or multiple spirits that are sending messages to me and or through frequencies are altering my life script to change the path, to lead me to the door, to exit the matrix, to exit this prison, this realm. So if I was originally on a path to be a successful businessman, well, that spirit out there through frequencies or what other measures altered some things in my reality around me to put me into a situation and a circumstance in which that wasn't going to work out. And force me, who at my core always was a truth seeker at my core and very curious and a critical thinker since I was a little boy, the true spirit that I am, to help put me down a path that at the time seemed like a path of destruction, put me down a path to get out of here. So that is the theory. That's one theory. I'm not going to go into other theories. I have other theories. There's many others out there. But that's one theory. Is there something outside here, some spirits or multiple spirits? And I'm going to get into what I might think those spirits are. But are there things out there that are helping to guide you out of this place? And it's your job to walk down that path, to walk down that road. That's all they can do. They can't take you and grab you and pull you out of here. But they can send you messages and they can alter things within your reality that may not be pleasant, but will lead you down to the path of freedom. Now, what are these spirits? And once again, this is all just theory. Is it the good Lord? Is it a God of some sort? Is it some higher power, higher being? Obviously, I don't know. I don't think it has to be. I don't think it necessarily is. I think it could be a fellow spirit. It could be a companion. It could be a friend. It could be a spirit that you interacted with before you came into this matrix. And it is just helping you out. It's helping to guide you out of here. I think it's an individual thing. So I think everybody has a different possibly a different scenario, different spirits that they may be companions with, or they may be friends with. And then potentially that spirit, we will meet again, and it'll be like, wow, damn, it's only been 5 minutes. I thought I was gone for 500 years. What the hell? Or 50 years or 100 years, whatever. It's like, damn, it's been 5 minutes, man. That was crazy. Holy shit. And then maybe you can do the same too for some spirits that you know that are in here. You know, our minds have been wiped, so we don't know like what other spirits could be here that we were friends with outside of this prison. So you might be able to send them messages as well, or alter their reality a little bit. Because the spirit, I believe, is a lot more powerful than the artificial intelligence that created this place. So they can override certain aspects of the Matrix in order to help you out. But it's still your job to read the signs, and to take those messages, you know, and to walk down the path, like I said earlier. You know, it is your job. So it's not as simple as like, all right, you can just free somebody from the Matrix if you're a spirit outside. It's not that simple, but you can guide them. I think gently guide them out. I think that's a possibility, but like I said, all just theory. And I don't think it's like a higher power or anything like that necessarily. I think we're largely on our own, but we can have allies, you know, and that's why like I'm not, and I want to, you know, I don't want to get on about this too much, but that's why I'm not really like a big supporter of being able to end the Matrix or being able to like to do that, because it's all frequencies, I believe. So if you have the intention of ending the Matrix and you put out that frequency, then it's going to interact with other frequencies that want to stay here. So because they're not at the right frequency. So they need to choose for themselves. Like they need to have that intention for themselves. So if you're putting out that frequency to end the Matrix, I just don't think it can just happen that way. So it's an individual responsibility. It's an individual journey, and it's all about your intention as an individual spirit. So the frequencies just aren't going to match. It's not going to be right. But I do think you can help guide spirits out of here. I think that's possible. Like I said, all just theory. I don't know for sure. I can't even put a percentage on it. I don't know. But I think it's a possibility. And based on my life, things have worked out just perfectly for me to be where I am today. However, with that being said, I'm going to end this video with the last part of this, which is perhaps that's all incorrect. So I'm going to play like devil's advocate and say that could be incorrect. It could just be that I think I'm going down the right path, but I'm not. And these entities, this AI system, doesn't care. So I'm playing devil's advocate here. So I'm being critical of it. I'm saying maybe I am going down the wrong path. Maybe it's closer than most, right? Like most of the 99.999% of people, but it's still way far away. And these controllers of this realm don't care. It's not a bother to them. That's really the only thing I can, well, maybe not the only thing, but it's kind of the thing that comes to mind when I think about criticizing the theory that I am on the right path. It's either I'm on the right path or I'm not on the right path. I think I am, but if I also might not be, I just think I'm on the right path. But then that kind of gets into, well, then do we really have a chance here at all? Do we have any chance of escaping or exiting? And I think we 100% do. And there's many reasons for that. And I think you just see it, you just know it. It's an intuition, but it's also if you want to look at it like with some tangible things, the efforts that are made to blind us, to keep us in the dark, I think are just so evident, so obvious that we do have power, and they're trying to keep us here, right? They keep going and going and going and going and making it more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. They put a lot of effort into it 24/7. So that's just one reason. But like I said, I wanted to keep the video sort of shortish. I know it's gone on a little bit now, but the main thing is perhaps there is a spirit, a good spirit. It could be a friend, a companion, an ally that you know, that you knew outside this matrix, that is trying to help you, trying to help guide you out of here. And when you exit the matrix, you can do that too. But it has to be the choice of the one receiving these frequencies or these changes to their reality, the changes in their script. And that's why I started in the beginning saying that there are some alterations you can make to the script, I think. I think it's not something that's set in stone. And I don't think that the AI has more power than a free, good spirit or a free spirit. I don't think so at all. It's just a machine. The AI is a machine. It's a code. It's a program. Quite sophisticated, but it's a program. It doesn't have what we have. And we can override that. So, let me know what you folks think in the comments. It's just a theory. It's just a thought. And in future videos, I can go into some other theories and thoughts as well. But as I feel right now, I think it's definitely a possibility.